let me take you on a tour of my art room. And just to provide a little bit of context, this is where I do my day job. This is where I do the sewing part of my work. And then when these aren't out, this doubles up as my art room. So at the moment it is a little bit chaotic in here, as you can see. And in an ideal world, I'd take you through tidying it, but to be honest, there's not enough space to set the tripod up in here. So I'm gonna have a tidy up and then I will show you what my art room looks like. It's a grey day, so the blind is closed. We've got some lights going on, but I thought I'd take you around my art room just because people have suggested that they'd like to see it previously. So we'll start this side. Watches hanging in the window. A printer, which doesn't always get used for printing, it's mostly for scanning. We have like white gel pens, masking fluid, brush cleaner. These are my ink pens, like microns. This is full of pencil shavings. They have like things that you can use to make marks. These are things to draw from. These are my brands. This is something I got in South Africa, I think. This David got for me. And then these are like liquids that I don't keep in the window, like light areas. So we have granulating fluid and Sensodyne. Underneath here, we actually have some collage papers that I printed with the gel plate, but I haven't finished yet. We're ignoring the filing cabinet because that's for work stuff. We ignore the dress form. We have this, which is broken, that I want to fix. I mentioned that in an art haul video a while back. We have my drawing board. We have papers, different types of paper here on big pads or big sketchbooks that I can't fit into a cupboard. Like literally, it's this big. We'll ignore the bottom sections because that's really work. This is my sitting mat for when I'm out to protect my bottom from the cold. Let's come a little bit closer so you can see in here. These are my finished A4 sketchbooks. These are other sketchbooks that are finished. This is my spare black wings. They don't fit in a drawer. And this is the oil pastels, the square ones, which I get out, but they're too big for a drawer as well. And in the back, I'm not sure what's there. These are all my sketch pads. So I think I've got one sketchbook here and then another watercolor one here and then the etcher because I haven't moved those onto my main shelf, but these are normally sketch pads. My sewing machine normally goes here. It's in the other room at the moment. This is where like all of my arty reference books or photo reference books are, and Christmas presents for my other half. You can see it goes further back. We have lots of booky stuff in here. These are for making sketchbooks. And then I'm not sure what that is. This is a light that I got so that I can do videos in the winter because I struggle with the light in this room. So I need to actually find the charger and get it out. And then we'll just turn around. So again, please ignore the chaos. So these buckets actually have fabric in all along the bottom. You know when you run out of toilet roll in the house and you're like, oh my gosh, I need an emergency toilet roll. This is the emergency toilet roll supply stash. Okay, now I can take you through this. Or should we start with the drawers first? I think we should start with the drawers first. So I have these cabinets that are from IKEA. I have two, which keep my desk up. This one is full of sewing supplies. This side is art materials. So this is all the Neo. And in here we have, these are Neo color twos, NC2s I call them. Beautiful. So those are all there, easy to grab, know what I'm getting. I have two Lonely Neo arts, which I haven't really used since I got them because I'm quite precious with them. Maybe I'll take them out and I'll force myself to use them. Then we have, so this looks like the 50th edition Neo colors, but inside it are actually the brown and greys of the NC1s. To go with. I'm always trying to do stuff one-handed and then I really struggle. The remaining, so this in total, this is the full set of 40 because there are only 40 Neocolor ones. You can see they're a bit, some of them are a bit gnarly, but obviously I use them, so you'd expect that. So those are my Neocolor ones, and I've got them like that so that that's the full set. I can just grab them, take them into the other room, take them with me on a trip somewhere, and they go there. An empty tin. And then this is spare Neocolor ones, so those are all spare. So you'll notice that there aren't any Neo pastels though. Then we have dry pastels. This has everything from pan pastels. I'm one down because I gave one, it was actually my favorite color. I gave it to my friend because she's never used them before. And this is my Jackson's dry pastel palette. I call it a palette because, aren't they beautiful? I've been using them more lately because I've now got them within easy reach. This is the drawing plastics. This is the color set from Emma Colbert. We have some Conte crayons. We have some Inktense pastels. And we have a charcoal set as well. So everything is exactly where I need it to be. And I know exactly where to find what I want. And then I have like my soft tools here for my pan pastels. Next up we have my gouache. So in here we have the Kuretake set because it's the Art Nouveau one, but we have it in there because it basically works like gouache. It's not translucent. We have my acrylic gouache, a small selection. This is all of my water-based gouache, minus 2, which are on the dining table waiting to be videoed as a mini art haul. These are my clips. Lots of clips for my drawing board, because if you're working with paper. This is a wet palette, but I might not show it to you now because I might show you it separately. And then this is my Art Toolkit palette dry gouache, which isn't normally in there, but I tied it up so it is in there. Normally that's in my actual pencil case or art kit. Further down we have palettes. So this is just a mix of porcelain palettes, big size, small size. I have a second big one like this. I think they call it a daisy palette, don't they? But actually it's filled with buttons for different projects that I need to hand sew on. I hate hand sewing buttons on. And this is a desk palette that I'd set up years ago and I couldn't find it. And then I found it, so I put it in here and then I forget about it. And then this is the kind of like storage boxy bits. So we have my little containers. If I just want to take a couple of pastels out, we have these little boxes to put them in. These are the bits that came out of my oil pastel tin, which I'll show you in a moment. But that's just kind of like a junk drawer. And then the last drawer is kind of like printing. So it's got lino cut stuff. It's got gesso. It's got, this is matte medium. This is gesso. It's got like all sorts in there. If I bring you back up to the desk, we also have this little pot, which just has my Gouache Sport with platinum ink. It's got my little tiny palette that quite often goes out and about with me, and it's got my little pot of Sensoder, Winsor Newton Sensoder, and that just stays here because I use it quite a bit. Then, moving on. So this is always here because it's too big to go anywhere else, and this, you can probably imagine what's in here. Ta-da! So this is jelly plate and acrylics, acrylic inks, acrylic paints, tubes, acrylic squidgies, anything that's worthwhile. Oh, this is my matte medium. Anything for acrylics is in here. Even gnarly brushes, little tubes. That's just my acrylic / jelly plate. And I just keep it here. It's handy to have it in this big, oh my gosh, it weighs a fortune. Because then if I want to go and do jelly plate printing in the living room, I can do it, or at the dining table. Then we have the press that my dad made for me, which you might have seen on my channel before in a video. So this, we have my water-based inks. So we've got, oh, I meant to give these to you here as well. Those are extra cartridges. These are my little nibs. There's one that I'd lost. A cute little collection, not that they get used very often. And then in here we've got my platinum carbon ink. We have Indian ink. We have, and this is one I picked up in the UK. It's a beautiful colour, but I'm rubbish at remembering to use these. We have some Echoliner inks, and then we have some Schminky Aquadrop inks. And those are just in there, so I know where they are, like so. And then let's pull this out first. We'll work from the bottom item up because that's just going to be easier. So this, you'll guess what this is easily. This is my mostly Sennelier oil pastels, which I don't get out very often, which is why they're now here, because before they were in the cupboard. My hope is that I remember that these ones are here. I use my Neo pastels quite a lot, not so much these, so I'm hoping that putting them there means I'll use them more. Oh dear. This is my box of palettes. So this is like my Daniel Smith. This is my Making Colours Sing. Not sure what that one is. This is my Etcher. One's Roman Schmal, Winsor Newton, Roman Schmal, Paganol. Really heavy. Lots of little ones, dinky ones. And then these are scrappy ones that have come out of different palettes that I just keep neatly in here in case I want to put them somewhere else. They just stay there, but I haven't used those probably for the last 9 months maybe. And then these are all my acrylic markers. I've put these here so that I see them and think to use them. And then this is my Emma Carlisle Creative Weeks sketchbook. So when I need to do something creative and I'm struggling, I grab that and work in it. Okay, then we have some brush pens. These are only my Echoliner and my Pitt. So it's a very reduced collection. I did have my Faber-Castell Albrecht Dura pens in here, but I noticed that because they were standing upright, the brush pens have become really solid with pigment. It's so much so that you can barely tear them apart. So we only have these ones here because they don't seem to be affected by being upright. This we'll come back to. So this you would think is Himi Gouache. It's not. My Himi Gouache I had probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and it all dried out and was manky. But I emptied the buckets that were in there, the pots, threw them all out, and so I took my previous palette from the big one and put it into here. It's a little bit messy, I know, but it's okay because it works. This is the Prussian blue, which crumbles into nothing. So I mixed it with the ice blue from Holbein, which was slimy, like a good slime, not a bad slime. And this is just here. So I've been using it. You can see it's a little bit dirty, the Naples yellow red, and that's what I've been using because it's nice and soggy. I'll probably get some stickers to put over that because I wanted to peel it off, but it doesn't actually come off. And then on top of that, which I am also using a lot at the moment, you might have seen this in a previous video, are my oil pastels, the Caran d'Ache Neo pastels, and then a couple of Holbein. I only have 4 Holbein ones. Oh, and then these are like old De La Rowney ones that my brother got me years ago, like when I was at school doing GCSEs. Maybe just after GCSEs. So that's like 1998. That's how old they are. But I still use them. I've been using a brush and scrubbing oil pastels into the paper, and obviously the cotton buds as well. I've been loving using these with quill pencils lately. And then this is my dry drawing materials, and it's just dry drawing materials. So we have pencils like graphite, we have eraser stuff like spurs, we have leads, sharpeners, and that's just easy for me to locate right here. So above that section, anything beyond that is work related stuff for draping and fabrics and whatnot. We then have current sketchbooks, so I'm trying to get these 3 used up before Christmas. Slow going, but I'm getting there. These are the sketchbooks that are in use for different reasons. Then we have my polychromos they're in the Woomer tin. Then we have, this is my Gouache sketchbook at the moment. This is a book that I found. It was a free book at a bookshop outside, and I loved the paper. I don't know, it's in French, so I don't know what it is. David said it would be terrible to use it, but I'm trying to use it as a sketchbook. This sketchbook needs finishing. These are what David got me for our anniversary. And then this is a big bucket of sketchbooks that are either in progress or to be used. And the reason I've got them there, they used to be in this cupboard, but I put them there because if I don't see them, then I just go out and buy more sketchbooks. And I can see that I've got plenty of sketchbooks that need to be used. So that's that. Then shall I take you here first? This is my collection of different things for different purposes. So this is my current obsession, colour pencils. This is using a sewing pattern that I made, and it's basically just full of colour pencils. It goes everywhere with me normally. Rags. These are my Tombos that are in use, plus some watercolour pencils that are in use. A grab and go pack, so I can take them upstairs or I can take them to the living room. Then we have, I'm just going to put that there as well so we can see more clearly. This is what my Gouache art toolkit goes in when I'm taking it out. This is the Albrecht Dürer, so it's the Peganol with Albrecht Dürer pens in. These are the remaining Tombow pens that aren't in use. This is my mini toolkit, my mini art kit when I want to go out really minimal. This is empty. These are like tins to put things in if I want to make a little kit to go out with. I'm having such a sense of deja vu. Someone in the deja vu, someone was really mean in the comments, so we'll see what happens. Water brush pans. These are ink pens, ink brush pens. These are travel brushes. These are Inktense pencils. These are non-Inktense pencils, so it might be Museum Aquarelle, it might be the Albrecht Dürer. It's a variety. These are soft pastel pencils and charcoal pencils. And then we have, these are my Luminance warms and my Luminance cools. These are drawing blenders and my oil-based pencils. I've got the extra soft and the sanguine, and then like pencil extenders. These are my erasers, because I mentioned I'm obsessed with pastels, dry pastels, oil pastels at the moment. Blending sponge. And then these are my Derwent drawings. I don't need, like, I'm now at the sensible stage of my art journey where I'm not trying to get a complete set of everything, because I don't need a complete set of everything. In fact, the reason that these are here is because these are very soft. All these pencils are very soft, and I use those as base, and then I have my polychromos as the harder pencils for details. That's why they're here. And in here we have the Derwent Lightfast and the Holbeins. So I've got a mix of soft and hard here as well. Just gonna put this back here. Okay, these are also other sketchbooks that are in use. Moleskine, this is the one I made. This is the people portraits. This is, I can't remember this one. I think this is illustration style. This is lots of scraps of paper with paint brushes. These are my like acrylic-y slash loading pages with water kind of brushes. These are my detail brushes. This is just an empty tin that I like. That's a really old one. Nooks and Knacks. Knickknacks. Pencil sharpener. This is I actually cut this down because it was too big to go in my art kit. I've been using like lots of watery layers on paper, and this is great for just putting a layer of water down. Behind that we have a bottle of water, like an old bottle that's full of water, so if I need it in an emergency. And then these are all my other brushes, lots of different brushes here, which I'm not being precious about anymore. It's like I've matured out of my I must not use anything and damage it. And then this is a knick-knack shelf like of cool things that I like to draw for still life setup. So this is something I got for my gran years and years ago, and when she died recently, my uncle had a sort out and I was like, you got this for gran, do you want it? I was like, yeah. And it's a water jug. This is my friend left me when she went to Australia, and I think that might be it. We have more swatches and windows and notes, piles of swatches everywhere. The blind was made by me just to keep the light out, because otherwise it's a big window. I mean, the shelving goes up, but that's all work related stuff. So I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed my little studio art room-ish tour, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care. Bye.